What was supposed to be another thrilling showdown between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the New York Mets suddenly turned into one of the most controversial moments of the season. Fans packed the stadium expecting an intense battle between two National League powerhouses, but no one could have predicted that Shohei Ohtani would become the center of attention for reasons that had nothing to do with his bat or his pitching. Within minutes, social media exploded with debate as viewers questioned whether the collision involving Ohtani was simply part of baseball or something far more serious. As emotions rose on both sides, Major League Baseball found itself under pressure to review every angle of the incident. The game itself had been played with playoff intensity from the very first inning. Every pitch mattered, every base runner created pressure, and neither team was willing to give away even the smallest advantage. Ohtani once again demonstrated why opposing teams build their entire defensive strategy around him. Even when he isn't hitting towering home runs, his speed, baseball IQ, and aggressive base running constantly force defenders to rush their decisions. Every time he reaches base, the pressure immediately shifts onto the opposing defense, because one mistake can completely change the momentum of a game. That exact situation unfolded when Ohtani reached first base after a solid base hit. The Mets knew they couldn't relax for even a second. Their infielders adjusted their positioning while the pitcher repeatedly checked Ohtani, fully aware that he could attempt to steal or aggressively take an extra base at any moment. Moments later, another Dodgers hitter drove the ball into the outfield, and Ohtani reacted instantly. Exploding off first base with remarkable speed, he accelerated towards second, while the Mets scrambled to complete the play. As Ohtani approached the bag, thousands of fans rose from their seats expecting another exciting close play. Instead, the stadium suddenly fell silent after heavy contact occurred between Ohtani and Mets shortstop Francisco Lindor near second base. The collision immediately caught everyone's attention because Ohtani appeared to lose his balance before remaining on the ground for several moments. Dodgers players looked towards second base with concern, while the Mets also paused, realizing the situation was more serious than an ordinary baseball play. The Dodgers' medical staff rushed onto the field without hesitation. Trainers carefully examined Ohtani, checking his shoulder, upper body, balance, and overall condition before helping him back to his feet. For most players, a collision like this would already be concerning. But for Shohei Ohtani, every injury carries even greater importance because he contributes in two completely different roles. As both one of baseball's elite hitters and a frontline starting pitcher, even a relatively minor injury could affect his swing, pitching mechanics, and ability to perform at the highest level. Television broadcasts immediately began replaying the collision from multiple camera angles. Commentators debated whether the contact was simply the result of two players competing aggressively, or whether Lindor had crossed the line while attempting to defend second base. Baseball analysts offered different opinions, while fans flooded social media with slow-motion clips and screenshots, trying to determine exactly what had happened. Some believed the contact was unavoidable in such a fast-moving situation, while others argued that the play looked more aggressive than necessary. Following the game, MLB announced that it would review the incident using available video footage, umpire reports, and statements from those involved. League officials wanted to determine whether the collision fell within the normal course of baseball or whether further disciplinary action would be necessary. As the investigation began, the controversy quickly became one of the biggest stories across the baseball world, drawing attention from fans, analysts, and media outlets everywhere. For the Dodgers, however, the biggest concern was never the debate itself. Their primary focus was Shohei Ohtani's health. Manager Dave Roberts emphasized after the game that the organization would carefully monitor Ohtani before making any decisions regarding his workload. With the postseason approaching, the Dodgers understand that protecting their franchise superstar is more important than taking unnecessary risks during the regular season. The timing of the incident also created another challenge. Ohtani has been putting together one of the finest pitching seasons of his career, establishing himself as one of the strongest candidates for the National League Cy Young Award. His outstanding ERA, dominant strikeout numbers, and remarkable consistency have made him one of baseball's most effective pitchers. But after this frightening collision, questions immediately surfaced about whether his pursuit of the Cy Young could now become significantly more difficult. As MLB's review continued, the discussion shifted from the collision itself to its possible impact on Shohei Ohtani's remarkable season. At the time of the incident, Ohtani had already established himself as one of the most dominant two-way players baseball had ever seen. Not only was he producing at the plate as the Dodgers' leadoff hitter, but he had also become one of the National League's most effective starting pitchers. Every outing strengthened his case as a legitimate Cy Young Award contender, making any concern about his health even more significant. Through the first half of the season, Ohtani had delivered numbers worthy of an ace. His ERA remained among the league's best. His strikeout rate continued to climb, and opposing hitters struggled to make solid contact against his electric fastball, devastating sweeper, and deceptive splitter. Every start seemed to reinforce the belief that Ohtani was capable of accomplishing something no player had done before, leading an offense while simultaneously competing for baseball's most prestigious pitching award. However, baseball is a marathon, not a sprint. The Dodgers understand better than anyone that championships are not won in July or August. They are won in October. Because of that, manager Dave Roberts and the front office have consistently emphasized one priority above everything else: keeping Shohei Ohtani healthy for the postseason. Even if that means reducing his workload or delaying his return to the mound, the organization believes patience is the smartest long-term strategy. Meanwhile, the baseball community continued debating the collision. Former players, television analysts, and reporters all offered different opinions. Some believed the contact was simply part of an aggressive game played at full speed. Others argued that players have a responsibility to avoid unnecessary contact whenever possible, especially when a superstar's safety is involved. Regardless of which side fans supported, nearly everyone agreed on one point: protecting player safety must remain one of MLB's highest priorities. Despite the controversy, Ohtani once again demonstrated the professionalism that has earned him respect throughout the baseball world. Rather than criticizing opponents or creating additional drama, he remained focused on helping his team win games. That calm approach has become one of his defining characteristics throughout his career. Whether he hits a towering home run, dominates on the mound, or faces difficult moments like this one, Ohtani rarely allows outside distractions to change his mindset. The controversy surrounding this game may eventually fade, but Ohtani's pursuit of greatness continues. Every time he steps into the batter's box or walks to the mound, he reminds fans why he is considered one of the most extraordinary players the sport has ever witnessed. If he remains healthy during the final stretch of the season, the Dodgers will enter October believing they have everything necessary to compete for another World Series title. That's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this update, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and share this video with your fellow MLB fans. We'll see you in the next one.